I've got one story that an acquaintance told me involving a research trip in Brazil. I didn't know the guy very well at the time, so I can't vouch for his trustworthiness, but he definitely seemed shaken up by what he told me. I'll tell it from his point of view. 23-year-old ecology student. I get the opportunity to study abroad, fieldwork in Brazil. We'd be camping in the Amazon 2 nights, staying another night with a small tribe that the university occasionally worked with, then camping one more night on the way out. It took a day to get out there by ferry. When we finished, we'd return to the university and finish up our research there, for a total of 2 weeks' worth of work. The boat trip into the Amazon was fun. Drinking and dancing, almost got my dick wet from a Brazilian student, but decided against it. Colombian heritage, so I speak Spanish. Overhear the crew talking at one point. They're wondering nervously if they should turn around, but when they see me they all look away and stop talking. Next morning, we reach the place that we'll be disembarking from. First day of hiking was difficult, but incredible. So much plant and animal life, it was a budding ecologist's wet dream. As the sun began to set, I remember hearing what sounded like an elephant trumpeting from very far away. Suddenly there are guns in the crew's hands, but no one will tell us what's going on. We hike until it's dark and then make camp. Most people sleep in NOs provided by the university. The rest of the crew sleeps on pads on the ground with guns. I hear the same trumpeting sound as before in the middle of the night, only this time it's much closer. Maybe only a mile away? From inside the NO I hear the crew outside talking. It's Portuguese, so I can hardly understand a word. They say Mapinguari more than once. Eventually I fall asleep. Wake up and some of the crew is gone. Turns out they went on ahead because a tree had fallen somewhere up the trail and had to be cut up to clear the way for gear porters. We eventually reach the village, which is abuzz with activity. Men, some in shorts, others in native clothes, have spears and bows walking around. Turns out there was an animal attack the night before and a little girl was killed by what was likely a jaguar. Damned shame. WebM. Small funeral for the girl in both Christian and native style. Hear more Mapinguari? I ask the head professor what that means. Apparently it's some forest spirit/animal that is usually docile but very dangerous if it perceives a threat, kind of like a rhino. Some natives and guides think it was responsible for the girl's death. Yeah, right, superstitious heathens. Hear odd sound all throughout the first day at different distances and positions. Natives are wigged out. All of them head inside before dark, instead of partying as planned. I, however, go for a walk around the village. Notice that along one side of it, they have a small crop of corn and other things set up, like an offering. The whole scene is like something out of a storybook. Beautiful night sky. Quaint jungle village. Nice little farm. Huge hairy thing eating the corn. What? A quadruped, standing on its hind legs, is using its claws to cut off the ears of corn and is eating them whole. Has a head like a cross between a bear and a horse. I try to back away quietly, but I trip and fall on a rock. The thing snaps its head around and looks at me. After about a minute it lets out an ungodly bellow and fucks off into the jungle. Promptly get my ass up and tactically to my assigned hut. Next morning the villagers are freaking out saying it was a Mapinguari again. The crew and students decide things are getting weird and leave a day early rather than risk an animal attack. The rest of the way back to the boat is relatively uneventful. No sign of the beast, but we kept hearing that strange trumpeting sound in the distance,